The reality of the self itself, the only thing that is real, and the rest is just an hallucination superimposed on that. The self has no qualities, nothing is going on, nothing is happening. There's no one there, there's no color, there's no inside, there's no outside, there's no time, there is no space, there's no consciousness, there's no here, there's no there, there's no I, there's no I-ness, there's no there-ness, nothing at all. Not even nothingness is there. Nothingness is still within the game of consciousness. It's an aspect of consciousness, nothingness. That's why it's impossible to talk about the reality of the self. Everything that anything that anyone says is wrong. Whatever I say is wrong, you know, because it's immediately whatever you say or even don't say becomes an object of perception or a phenomena. And that's within the realm of consciousness itself. It's still, you know, in the most subtle games. That's why the only way to know the reality of the self is to know that you have always been the self. You know, that's the only way. You will never be an object, ever. The self will never be found. The self is the subject that looks the fascinating game of looking for finding. But that one is looking a game, a cosmic game of searching and finding. The one that is looking, the one that is witnessing, is not looking anything, is not searching anything. It's just watching it all happening within itself. That's why the seer, you gotta find out by you, who's the real seer, who's the real witness. And when the real witness shows up, the witness, the witnessing, and the witnessed will evaporate forever. It will never be again there at all. It will be being. Am I all? I am all. That will be the experience. I am. Without the I am, it's tricky, like it's impossible to talk about it. And you are that. The rest is just fantasies. And the fantasy will perpetuate itself and sophisticate itself even more and more and more and more. For the one that is still living in the dream, not for the one that is contemplating the dream. And this is why you're here. You have created yourself the circumstances for you to finally realize your divinity. You know? And that for me is, I honor that. I'm humbled by it. Not many people are willing to stay in this fire, warmth, heat of self, because it will challenge everything that you know about you, and about life, and about everything. It will. If it's not challenge you to the core of everything, then careful, because duality then is not being challenged or broken into pieces. If it's the opposite and is maintaining sense of duality, of clarity, or you're going in the right way, careful, more traps. If it's not aiming to break the illusion right now to the core of it, that which is pretending to be something it is not, how to say that, its ruling won't stop. And this is fascinating because in order for one to really see clearly the beauty of this and the illusion to really break, there's a beautiful combination of things. It's like when you are gonna make a beautiful recipe, you know, you get these ingredients, and suddenly you, I don't know, eat a spaghetti with meatballs or whatever, you know, you get these ingredients and then you enjoy the dish, your favorite dish or whatever you wanna eat or drink, you know? So for this subtle combination of exploration, there's a few things to have in mind. To really fully wake up, there's a few things that can help a lot. One of them is to well, it's not in, I'm not going to say them like if it's order of priority, because it's not like that, I'm just going to mention them. One of them is like to really want to know, who am I really? Who's this I that is always in the middle of everything? Who's this I? And I'm telling you that I, you are not. That I that is pretending to be you is an impostor and can create hell. It has created hell already. Actually, hell and heaven are creations by that I. The self has never created neither heaven or hell. They don't exist. So that's why that I, we have to find out who's that I. Who's really that I? That I-ness that I think I am. Who's that I? Who am I really? And then you keep quiet. You don't do anything. You just pay attention. You don't look for anything, nor either for answers anymore. When you ask or you have the curiosity of who's that I, automatically that one that is asking will vanish and something else will happen by itself immediately. If you pay attention, you'll see that immediately the moment you ask or you have the curiosity to find out who am I really, you don't know. You honestly don't know. And in that honestly or you don't know, there's humbleness, there's openness, there's no more desires, concepts. In that moment, there's no concepts, no desires, no interpretations, nothing at all. You don't even know if there's nothing at all. It's just a beautiful moment of pure sacredness of the divine, revealing itself to itself, not to you. You don't exist when you really ask. The moment you ask, the one that asks or the one that is looking for an answer disappears in that moment. In that moment, everything vanishes. And something so pure is self-revealing. That's the most important impulse that one has to follow. Where is this impulse of trying to know, want to know, or who am I really? Where is it coming from? And it's inviting you to the source, to source as source. That's why source, you will never find source. You gotta be source. Like I said, the reality of the self will never be something to be found. That's why everything is just a waste of time. Everything is a waste of time, a waste of energy, a waste of everything is pointless because it will never lead you to yourself. Because anything implies that you are not. If you pay close attention to everything, everything implies you lack something. You are not, then you'll gain something. And that is the lie. You have thought or believed that you have lost your diamond, is somewhere else, and you haven't looked in the right place.